Hello everyone! Quite a while ago, I made a video about this tiny battery-powered blower with some very impressive capabilities. Back then, they were just gaining popularity, and thanks to numerous reviews, the Chinese realized that people were buying these things just for fun and flooded the market with all sorts of blowers, to suit every taste, budget, and weight. Why the weight matters will become clear a bit later. This little blower still works without any issues and is actively used for blowing dust off various things and as a small vacuum for cleaning the desk. I recommend checking out the review of this little device via the link in the description, as I demonstrated what it can do and also completely disassembled it to show the internals. Time passed, New Year's Eve came, and it's hard to resist treating yourself to another gadget. And yes, it's another blower, but much more powerful and larger. With blowers, it's exactly like with Chinese flashlights. But while the latter compete in lumens, here the manufacturers compare in kilograms. Whose blower shows more pressure on the scales wins. Of course, there are no winners in this race, as someone will install an even more powerful engine and take the lead from the competitor. All of this often reaches the point of absurdity. The Chinese often put brushless motors with power over 1 kilowatt into these blowers, and power them with both built-in and external batteries. Of course, combined with a cool metal turbine, such things are quite expensive. You might have a perfectly logical question. Knowing all this, why did I spend about $130 on this blower? The answer is simple, so that anyone who wants to buy it knows what they will ultimately get. And after all, I'm a blogger and my job is to review interesting, but not always useful gadgets from time to time. Although the usefulness is debatable. After all, a powerful stream of air can be quite handy in many situations. In general, blowing away leaves, cleaning out a computer, an air conditioner, or clearing snow off a car. These are the main applications of the blower. Well, let's get started. First, I should note that different sellers claim different specifications for the same blower. Some say it weighs 1.2 kilograms, while others say 1.6. You can also find different battery capacity values, 3, 4, and even 5 amp hours. Some sellers indicate that there are 2 models in this configuration, one of which is more powerful. But I think the differences are either insignificant or non-existent, except for the higher price. But I still went for the expensive model just to be sure. About the main characteristics, Violent TF64 is most likely the model. The Chinese manufacturer claims that this device is equipped with a turbine with a diameter of 64 millimeters, driven by a powerful brushless motor. And theoretically, all of this spins at a speed of 50 to 65,000 revolutions per minute. There are several speed modes. The maximum airflow speed is 60 meters per second, and that's already quite a hurricane. The battery capacity is 4 amp hours, and judging by the voltage of 14.8 volts, there should be a lithium assembly with a 4 series configuration, and that's not without reason. Such a machine would consume colossal currents from a lower voltage assembly. Even with this setup, the consumption reaches up to 50 amps. The dimensions and weight of the device are now in front of you. Let's move on. At the bottom, there is a charging port, and a charger is included. There's also a power switch at the bottom. When activated, the device may sometimes beep and not start. Reactivating it will fix the issue. In the front, there's a flashlight with 4 bright LEDs. It is activated by pressing the left button. The device is equipped with an OLED display that shows the charge level, battery voltage, current draw from the battery, and airflow speed, as well as a scale that indicates the possible operating time of the blower in turbo mode. And it works as follows. There are 4 operating modes. They change with consecutive presses of the right button. At minimum power, the flow is 13 to 15 meters per second. Medium power is 25 to 27 meters per second. Maximum mode is 40 to 45. And turbo mode, which is activated if you press and hold the same button. In this case, the flow speed can reach up to 60 meters per second. There are stickers on the blower warning of danger. And they are quite appropriate here because in turbo mode, this thing blows so hard that it's difficult to hold it in your hands. To make it more visual, we'll conduct a test with scales. A hefty almost 1 in 3 kilograms of pressure. If you add a plate to the scales, you'll get much more. And now the most interesting part, disassembly. First, I should note that these guys assembled everything with clips, and the last ones are glued to ensure something breaks during disassembly, well, or for reliability. Inside, we see a very serious circuit, and now it's clear why this blower costs so much. The battery pack consists of 8 cells. The configuration is 4S2P. There is battery temperature control. According to the sticker, the battery capacity is 4 amp hours. We'll take a closer look at the cells a bit later. On the lower board with the charging port, there is a CW1353 controller, which is essentially the basis of the BMS system. The controller is quite decent, providing protection against deep discharge, overcharge, short circuit, and overheating. It can control processes for both 4 and 5S assemblies. There are also 4 transistors with resistors. Apparently, this is a passive balancing system, which is certainly pleasing. On the board with the display, there's nothing special, a display controller and some small components. And finally, the power board. Here, accordingly, is the controller on which the brushless motor control system EG2124 is built, along with the power unit consisting of 12 powerful MOSFETs, 30 and 150. The MOSFETs are quite good 150 amps 30 volts, and with an on-state resistance of 4.5 milliohms. Currents up to 50 amps, considering the operating mode and power unit connection, are not a problem at all. Moreover, there are spots for installing additional transistors. Most likely, this is for more powerful versions. Next to it, there's a microcontroller with its marking rubbed off. It is the one that sets the operating modes and is responsible for control. The board is of very high quality with a lacquer coating. The power planes are wide, double-sided with metallization, but additional reinforcement wouldn't hurt. For power, just in case, there are a couple of 20 amp fuses, and a spot for a third one. The battery connects to the board via an XT60 connector. Next, I partially disassembled the battery and found these UFH186502000 cells inside. These are cells unknown to me, but according to information from the internet, they are cheap cells, with an internal resistance of about 14 milliohms. In a 2P configuration, this resistance will be halved, and it will be able to deliver currents of around 45 to 50 amps. The ideal solution for such a blower would be cells from Molicel P30B, or Wapsel U30. In fact, they are the same. One such cell has an internal resistance slightly above 7 milliohms, and such an assembly would handle those 50 amps without significant voltage drops. Additionally, they have a capacity of 3 amp hours, and the battery would ultimately be 6 amp hours. Yes, I actually have these cells in the required quantity, but I can't bring myself to use them here because such a battery would cost as much as a new blower. And finally, the motor. The turbine with the casing is made of some incredibly strong plastic. Judging by the motor's marking, it is rated at 3,300 RPM per volt. Considering if the battery is fully charged, the shaft will spin at about 50,000 RPM, but that's without load. With the turbine, it will be less. So unlike the previous blower with over 100,000 RPM, this version isn't as high revving, but in return, it's more powerful, and the airflow is quite sufficient. All that's left is to assemble it, test its operation, and then show it off a bit. What can I say in conclusion? When I bought the small blower in the first few days, I thought I had bought a trinket. I didn't expect that I would use it so often for dusting as a vacuum cleaner. I bought the larger blower just because, but it really saved me time when preparing the roof for winter, by blowing away the leaves. I think everyone will find a use for it, so I wouldn't dare call it useless. The other question is how reliable it is. Everything is assembled quite well. The main issue is related to the batteries. I don't know how long they will last when operating at such currents. Add to this the relatively slow charging, and the fact that you can't charge it from a regular USB unless you have the option to install a module like this, which can charge a 4-cell assembly, even from 5 volts via Type-C. For those who use these things constantly and need them, for example, for servicing air conditioners and so on, be sure to replace the batteries with higher current and capacity ones, and you can also get a more powerful charger. The battery can be made external, as is done with power tools, which allows for quick replacement with a charged one. Additionally, you can attach batteries with greater capacity. In general, you can keep improving endlessly. And that's all from me. As always, this was Kazyanov K, with you. Until next time, goodbye.